Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to another art night. Today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Um, I have made a little bit of pre-work on this, but the idea is to do. I'm going to try and create something like an infinite random video loop. And to that effect, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Rita here. It's going to emerge from her millennia long slumber. And I'm going to superimpose, just to make this a bit larger, I'm going to superimpose Rita on her own face so that she is going to kind of pop out of her own face, and it will just go on forever. And this can be hopefully the start of a more involved video I'm going to do. So it will begin with this, and then as I progress with the channel and I make more and more videos, I'll add more layers to this. By the way, please let me know if I'm too loud. I'm trying to I can't really see the chat on my phone, so try and figure it out. But yeah, so that's the idea for tonight. So again, a short introduction to those of you who are watching this for the first time. Art Night is basically my attempt at creating a community of people who want to make work but can't really find the time to do it. It's definitely something that I'm struggling with. So I thought, why won't I do it online? And people can join in if you want to follow with what I'm doing. These videos are not tutorials. With After Effects, I feel like I will say a little bit what I'm doing, but goodness, what is this? Sorry, I lost the chat. I will be saying a little bit, explaining a bit what I'm doing, but it's not really the point. The point is just to make work together. So if you're doing something else, if you're knitting, or if you're doing, drawing, or if you're doing stop motion animation with plasticine, that's great. This is just something to kind of go in the background of that. Okay. I'm just gonna turn the music down a tiny bit because I feel like I'm shouting. There we go. We'll try this again. Okay, it's going now. So yeah, so the first step of that is I've already done it, and that was basically rotoscoping Rita out of her enclosement here. So you have it here. It's kind of tough to see right now, but I'll just expand my workspace a bit. There you go. So I cut her out of her background. she's just kind of hovering in space right now. What I'm going to do is superimpose her, I think, on like the mouth maybe, and it will be this like infinite loop of her emerging out of herself. And then I'll probably turn it into a GIF just so that I have it. There we go. And then in addition to that, I'll also keep it as a video and we'll work with it as we go. Okay, so with that in mind, let me just... The first problem here is obvious. This smaller Rita is A, way too small, and B, not quite aligned. And also there's a point here where the first Rita cuts out. This is where her scene changes. So that's something that I need to take care of. Keep losing my chat, which is no bueno. There we are. Okay. Now I can see it. Great. So with that in mind, I'm going to place Rita here. And I think it's going to be quite early on. So around here. There's this bit where she bobs her head. And that's where we're going to place it. So let's start doing this. It's going to be a little tedious, but I only need to do it infinite times, so it shouldn't be too bad. Also, let's just make sure the scale is right on this thing. Okay. I shouldn't worry too much about the scale just now. Let's first of all deal with the position. Oh, it's kind of hard to tell. It's just the like very horns of the hat at this point. And I might add a little bit of rotation as well, just to make sure that everything is just so. Okay. So this is good. This is fine. Yeah, it's happening. And, you know, some of you might be wondering, what's the point of this? And there is no point. It's just so that we all stay productive. And make stuff. It doesn't need to be justified. I'm thinking also the issue here is that this is going to look quite crude. Which is fine, kind of the point, but I'd like there to be a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to set a mask for this, I think. But let's do this first. This might not be the most effective way of doing things, but I'm not about doing things effectively. I'm about just making stuff. So that's what I'll do. Okay, and we've reached the last frame here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a freeze frame of this last frame, and I'm just going to expand it a bunch in size so it looks like it's still video, kinda. Not sure how well that would go, but let's try it. Should point out that we're listening to a free radio station. None of this stuff is copywritten, so I can play it on my channel without worrying about getting in trouble, which is, which is neat. Okay, so let's see how well I did on this. We're listening to a radio called Milano Lounge, and I'll link their page on the video description once it's up there. Okay, not too bad. This could have gone worse. Just gonna zoom in there a tiny bit more. Can already see issues with the choppiness here. And should probably add a slight rotation around here. I'll make a keyframe, and then by the time it reaches like here, it should be rotated some. No, I overdid it. I overdid it a bit. Okay. This is more an issue with the position, really. So there you go. Okay. And here I would even like bring it down, back down. So good, this is fine, this is better. Okay, close enough. I mean, we're making a meme here. This is not the Mona Lisa. Okay, love it. Now we need to make. Do we need to make her bigger even? I don't know that we do. I think maybe a tiny bit. Let's make, let's bring it up to like, okay, no. You know what? We don't need to make her bigger. It's already larger than life. Okay, I was never a huge fan of Power Rangers. It came out just when I was like becoming slightly too old for kids shows. You know, in my own mind, I enjoy watching them today, but at the time. Okay, what I need to do is add like a little bit of a feather. So let's do that. And I'm just going to very kind of choppily draw it and basically follow the outline of the mouth here. Okay, that's how to do it. Let's give it a bunch of feather. Maybe, no, that's probably too much. Okay. And then start doing this. Okay. Okay. So what I want here, there we go. It's just to slightly rotate this. There you go. Was that so difficult, After Effects? Don't think it was. Okay. Fine. Right, she's starting to emerge now. Okay. That's fine. Pretty much got the hat. There we go. The thing too is that this is going to go by so fast that it would hardly, like this would hardly even register. But still, it's nice to have things kind of crisp. Alright, and here's Rita. Okay. We're almost there now. Okay. Maybe a little bit here. That's fine. Is that it? Yeah, okay. So let's see what that looks like. That's fine. She's kind of hovering there, which I'm not crazy about. So I think I'm going to just quickly adjust the position again, which I knew I was going to have to do. But, you know, so it goes. Yeah. So, let's begin here. Bring that down a bit. That's fine. Why not try and do this real quick? That's what I'm talking about here. Is the problem area. Now, Rita really had the best introduction, and I don't mean this sarcastically at all. There's this famous, I don't know if it actually happened or if it's a myth, but they say that someone challenged Ernest Hemingway at some point to write write something profound and meaningful in just a few words. And he wrote something in 6 words. He wrote like a baby's cradle for sale, never used. And that was, you know, when you think about it, it's quite evocative. Okay, that's cool. Rita Repulsa is the same thing. She has in the opening theme of Power Rangers, she says she says after 10,000 years I am free. It's time to conquer Earth. And this really is, you get so much out of this. It goes by in like a second, but think about it. Draws you right in. You know, whatever she's going to say, she's saying it like she means it. After 10,000 years, I'm free. So she was imprisoned for 10,000 years. That tells us that you know, we're in the realm of like fantasy and imagination here. And also, like, what a horrible, like, injustice. 10,000 years. Not 1,000, 10,000. Never mind. Um, and then it's time to conquer Earth. Like, we understand the danger, we understand the stakes, we understand the depth of her conviction and just like how lost she is. It's really great. It's an amazing line. Anyway, yeah, so this is good. And what we want to do is create a continuity. So I'm going to go back to fit the screen here. Yeah. So that when this happens, she needs to be the same size as this Rita. And then if this Rita, I'm not very good at this, but if this Rita is at 100%, which she is, oh no, she's not actually. She's at 134. And then this Rita is at 5. There's no way I can make that kind of math in my head. So I'm just going to eyeball it and hopefully it will work. Alright, so let's do that. Okay. So I guess the first thing I want to do is probably center this stupid thing. I don't know why it never does it just on its own. Yeah, let's do that first. And then where's my anchor here? Okay. Right smack in the middle of the mouth, which is should be easy enough to do. Okay. Let's work with that, see how that goes. Alright, so let's tie these together. And let's start going. So we'll start with the scale and kind of make our way up here. So how long is this thing anyway? This is like a second, 2 seconds and 20 frames. 2 seconds and 20 frames. 2 seconds and 20 frames. Okay. So let's go like 20 frames. I want this to be kind of gradual. So let's go like 110 here. Maybe a little sharper than that. Alright, and then the last one should be massive because she needs to be the same size as this basically. So like at least 1,200. I would say even more. Let's go 1,600. Okay. Now let's adjust the position. So we said 20 frames in is where we're going to start our zoom. So far so good, and then this is where things are going to get wacky. Okay. So let's make sure Rita is centered here. And centered here. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Okay. So it's not quite large enough. I would say this is fine for like maybe another second. Second and change here. So this is this. She's kind of leaning back. Okay, yeah, she needs to be way bigger here. She needs to be this size here. This is where she closed her eyes. It's 320. So here, 210, let's say. So 320 is a second 10. I hate this math stuff. But here she should be massive. Here. Okay. So let's move this here. Sorry. Let's create one here. But I feel like, okay, so here's the thing. I feel like I'll need to deal with this again when I make the tinier Rita, the even like smaller one. So maybe I just shouldn't worry about it. Because this is roughly, okay, this is the original. So really this is the moment that matters. This is where she needs to be this size. Man, I haven't realized this will take so much calculations. So here is where she needs to be. If she was 5%, I'm trying to bring it up to 134%. Yeah. I'm trying to like overlap it. So let's just find this frame. Okay. And just make this the right scale. So this should be massive. Like way bigger than this. So let's bring this to like 1500. See what that looks like. In comparison with this. Way more. We need this to be like 3000. Actually, that's kind of close. If I look at like the hat, it's touching the corner here. And the hat is just slightly going over. So, okay, I like round numbers. I'm just going to keep it this way. And move it so that it's kind of sort of lines up. Okay. So we said 3000. And then go back to position. And try and find, so the tip of the hat is here. Alright, let's see if this is close. Tip of the hat. And then the other tip is just out of the frame. So a little bit higher. Okay, we can live with this. So let's see if this plays horribly. And then this could be whatever. Let's just make this like 5000. Like, who cares? Okay, let's see what this looks like. Yeah, this is pretty much what I had in mind. The zoom in, I would say, is way too aggressive. Should slow that down a bit. This part is like so fast. Boom. Okay, let's bring this back a touch. And just to make things... Okay. Oh yeah, of course I messed up the position. Okay. Yeah, this is not too bad. Boom. It's just that bit here that I'm not really crazy about. Need to make that zoom less terrible. Yeah. Yeah, I need to bring it up at least a bit. So scale again, position again. Do I need this? I don't think I need it. I think that's the issue here. And then scale can be moved some. Right, let's see what this looks like. Oh god, yeah, I do need that position there. Definitely do need that. Okay, so let's adjust this, I suppose. Keep things. Okay, keep things in their place relatively. Right, so what's happening here? Yeah, I'm gonna need both of them. If I want this to look reasonable, I need to do this. Alright, so after 10,000 years I am free. Yeah, okay. Let's adjust this stuff a little bit. I don't like this weird dip that it's doing here. No, I don't need that. Okay, fine. Fine. Here is this thing. Okay. Alright, so now we should be good. Okay, that's not too bad. Still kind of sharp the way... Honestly, I think it was better before we made all of these adjustments. When it was just kind of lurching forth. Yeah, this looks the same pretty much. And it was a lot simpler. Boom. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna keep it that way. Alright. So that's not too bad. Now comes the tricky part, because I need to duplicate this. I also want to add... I like to add, yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do that too. I want her to kind of like cast a light as she's going. So let's bring the opacity down to 0 on this thing. And the size down to 0. And let's make this like a bit of a wilder color. I feel like they found her in an atomic silo, right? So I feel like she should be radioactive green, maybe. Okay. So here, let's do that, and then the opacity, let's bring that up to like 80. And then let's bring it up quite a bit. Maybe like 70. And bring the range out. Not the range, the spread. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So the spread is going to be the last step. So let's do this. So we are here. Let's move that. And then go like 10 frames. Let's go, okay, let's go 20 frames. Bring this here. And then go to the end. And just crank the spread. Okay, that might be a bit much. The 40. And then here it's going to be just 0. Alright, so what does this look like? Just make this fit. Computer is about to crash on me. Yeah, something like that. So that when I make this reader pop out even more, it's going to, instead of all of this, which I'm not going to have obviously, it will just be this like horrible green. And speaking of horrible green, let's change that color. So it will start, let's say it will start with like a horrible red. And metamorph into the horrible green. Okay, yeah, that's better. Hope I don't get a strike for this. This is definitely copyrighted stuff. But hopefully we're changing this enough that nobody would really mind. Alright, fine. So that's okay. I'll just save this because... So this is the tricky part because my computer might crash on me. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how it handles this. Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah. Let's see if that works. Okay, my computer didn't crash, which is nice. Oh, damn it. I need to find the spot now. Okay. There we go. So I need to scale it up again, of course. It's 134 if I recall correctly. Okay. What did I do here? Okay. So this is where that happens. Okay. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay. It's not this one. It's the other one. Yeah, I got two Power Rangers clips, of course. I thought it looked weird. Okay, there we go. Hopefully this will work. And then scale was 134. Yeah. Spare us. Okay, so we need to get again to this one. Let's see what we get here. Let's just expand this. See if I did this correctly. What was that? Okay, clearly I did not do this correctly. Okay. What have I done wrong? It goes. Oh, of course. Okay. Right. Okay. So I'll need to do this again. I'll need to do this one more time. So that I have... Because right now it jumps to the background with the well thing. Which is, you know, no bueno. So let's take care of that real quick. Okay, that's fine. And here, I will need to go through the motions again. And I'll also need to deal with the scale on this. Which, you know, fine, whatever. So, I wonder if I can make this work. Let's see. I have a feeling it will be messed up, but let's just try it. Okay, so let's expand this to like 6 seconds and get to the moment here. Yeah, it's way off, of course. Or is it way off? I mean, this needs to grow from here. From this point. Just gonna hide this real quick. Okay. There. Okay. So this is where things start getting dicey. This is fine. And this from here it's going to like scale up like crazy again. So we're doing the same thing over again. And we're going to need this. So we're going to need another freeze frame. Yeah. And then, but we only need to do this one more time because after this, once I have this sorted, it'll be okay. Right? So let's check the position on this. And actually the scale as well, because this is what we've done, right? So, but for now let's start with the position. Ah, I pre-composed it, so I can't do it now. Yikes. What to do? What to do? Yeah, I guess I'll have to. Okay, let's get rid of all this stuff. Okay, so we had this. There's a skip frame here. Oh, it's stretched. That's the problem. Okay, yeah, I can live with this. Yeah, fine, I'll just do it again. I'll just do the thing again. Alright. So it's just one time, so it's not too bad. Let's get in there. And let's start doing this again. So at least the rotation should be consistent. I'm not too worried about that. It's just everything else. go. Yeah, I didn't think what I didn't what I didn't compute was the fact that the first sequence had a background. So, um, and then these next ones just have the color. So that's why it looks so weird. Like, that's why it kind of jumps. But that's fine, it's part of the game. And it would make the GIF more interesting because there'll be a little bit more interest. It will be like two of them rather than one that are repeating infinitely. So I'll be like, huh, was that the same thing? Not exactly. I mean, after the second time, yeah, it's the same thing, but not right away. Alright, here we are. Can hardly see what I'm doing with all of these random lines here. Okay. So, here again, this I do need to do. So I'll make the freeze frame and extend that. Right, and back to this now. So okay. So let's see what this looks like. So 1, 2. So far so good. And here, around here, is where the scaling needs to happen. I think right here, where she closed her eyes. From this point on, things need to kind of grow exponentially. You can kind of tell that she's growing out of although, is that even necessary? Let's see what we're looking at here. Of course, this happened again. So let's just take care of this real quick. Fine. Okay, and now let's do this. Yeah, so basically, once I have this repeating this, I'm good. It's just about making the side leap here. And the neat thing about that is that now I can just see what I've done before, right? So if I look at this, I have all of that stuff here. So start here. Scale is just 100%. Then here, exactly 20 frames in. Scale is 120. Another. Okay. And now let's see what we got. Alright, so I'm gonna again cross my fingers here and try and pre-compose this. Don't crash, computer. Ooh, did I snap out? Okay, it's just slow. I'm still going. Alright, so pre-compose. Love it. And then a second, so this should be 2. Okay, sorry about that. I hope we didn't skip too much. I just noticed that the stream was down just now. Yeah. How am I doing here? We're good. Okay. Yeah, so I'm about ready to send this out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it out twice. I'm going to send it first video, and this is going to be the start of a video, and then I'll also turn it into a GIF. So I'll have an animated GIF of this, just because I feel like I need one. So with that in mind, let's start here. I guess I should save this. Oh, you know what I can do though? Yeah. Yeah, so essentially what I've done was using a null object, which is nothing. It's just something that you tie other stuff to, and have that animate on the screen. Just gonna change that to my desktop. Right click, and then this should be okay. It's just gonna take a second to write the video. Yeah, and then using that, animating that blank object, I was able to move the image on the screen. Is that the best way of doing it? Probably not. I'm sure there's a better way, but it's the way that I know, and that's what I did. Yeah. Okay, fine. That's enough of you, media encoder. Now um let's see what we got and turn it into a GIF in Photoshop. Actually, I'll just drag it in. No, that's not what I wanted. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh my god, come on. This GIF won't die. Fine, you wanna be like that? I'll just do this manually. Yeah, troubleshooting is always, sadly, a part of the game. Okay, so let's find the exact frame here. You already know it by heart at this point. Okay, that looks pretty smooth. This like shorter. That's the first one. Okay. I know it looks choppy, but it's really not. It's just because it does this like, it waits a second before it does it. Did I lose the chat again? Come on. Okay. Alright. Hopefully this will work. Good. Is it good? It's good. It's good. Okay. So apologies on that. My OBS went a little weird, and then I think my internet might have dropped. But the show must go on, so let's do this. So what I was going to say is that the cool thing about these animated GIFs is that you can change the colors. So right now I am at like the maximum color space here. I have 256 colors, but I can change this into something like 16, and then it becomes this like really neat retro GIF from when the internet was young. So I'm gonna change the size on this so that it fits nicer. So that it fits nicer. on the internet. And then let's just preview this real quick. Actually, we don't need to preview this. I can even make this like 8 colors, which is basically sepia. I'm not too crazy about it, to tell the truth. 4 colors, just to see what it would look like. Yeah, this looks super retro. No. Let's go 32. Yeah, I kind of dig that. So I'm going to save that on my desktop. And then just preview it real quick. Yeah. I want this to be a full screen thing. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I need to take care of this. I just want to move the thing on my desktop. I don't want all of this nonsense. Right, I'll open this with Firefox. And there it is, in all its glory. So, I hope you enjoyed this very choppy and riddled with technical difficulties session of Art Night. And hopefully I will see you all next week. I think I'll do, the plan is, again, I'm going to use the video that I got, and that's going to be the beginning of a wacky video that I'll just do a bunch of After Effects stuff with. I have some ideas, but nothing too set in stone. I'm sure it will be ridiculous, at least as ridiculous as this opening note. Yeah, so thank you everybody for watching, and again, apologies for the many technical difficulties, and I'll take care of that for next time. We lost the music too, sadly. So until then, bye.